What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day here. We had an awesome Black Friday. Hope you guys had some good sales days. Would love to know how Black Friday went for you. If you're watching on the replay as well, we also have Black Friday sales on SellerAmp and Boxem live right now. So any of the software you need for selling on Amazon is all discounted nicely right now. I will drop the links to that on the YouTube chat here. So make sure you take advantage of that if you're watching on the replay. And then as you guys trickle in, let me know what questions I can answer for you about selling on Amazon, whether you're on YouTube or over here on TikTok. What up, Critical? How you doing, man? Hope you had a good Thanksgiving with the fam. Strategy for finding ungated products. Yeah. So as far as ungated products, you can ungate most brands, Mike. Just like if it says apply to sell, you can submit an invoice on that. If it does not say that, then you can sell something else. And then I also have videos on my YouTube channel on stuff that is auto ungated. So just look up like auto ungated fields of profit, and you'll see some videos of me sourcing products that are auto ungated for pretty much anyone. I'm gonna show you how to find more products that are auto ungated as well, like beyond the ones that are just in the video as well. So yeah. If you guys hopped in just a second ago, we've got Black Friday sales on Boxem and SellerAmp going right now as well. And let me know. I see you guys popping some good questions over here on TikTok. I'm also on YouTube, so let me know what questions you guys have about selling on Amazon. What bookkeeping software do you use for your business? Yeah, so I use a little bit of QuickBooks just for like the stuff that's off Amazon, and then everything that is on Amazon. So shipping expenses, fees, all that kind of stuff. That's all tracked through Boxem, Boxem. Yeah, Donut, you can use Boxem for FBM and FBA. Yeah, for sure. How do you factor in cash back? So cash back is like bonus money, Chase. Yeah, I just treat it like bonus money. So you got 150 guys here on TikTok. So my name's Warner. I've been selling on Amazon for about 6 years now. Started with like $1,500, 6 years ago as a college kid, that kind of thing. And then just kind of naturally grew that into selling more and more name brand stuff on Amazon. So I buy lots from like big websites, think Target, Kohl's, Walgreens, all that kind of stuff. And then I sell it on Amazon. So this week's really awesome. Like Cyber Monday sales and that kind of stuff are rolling right now. So there's lots of cheap inventory to buy. Yeah, exactly, Chase. You want profitable stuff before cash back. And then it's just kind of bonus money for your business. The other side of that, like so stuff that you can include in your margin every time is coupons, discounted gift cards, that kind of stuff, right? So as soon as you make the purchase, you make the money. Cash back doesn't always hit. Are you a reseller? Yep. So I buy mostly stuff from big websites. A little bit of wholesale, so I'll contact like local wholesalers, but about 95% is just buying from big popular websites, that kind of thing. Recent hard gate, yeah. So a lot of those have been reversed, which is nice. So it's I don't think it was even intentional. Do you have a tutorial video for Boxem? Yeah. So Boxem, you can just look up Boxem tutorial on YouTube. You can check that out. Do clear polybags work for FBM? I would use the white ones, Alex. Just mostly just like so no one steals your stuff through the in the mail, basically. Shipping equipment for FBM. Yeah, just look up Fields of Profit FBM. You'll see that kind of stuff. I don't do too much brand direct, Chase. I've done it a little bit in the past. But mostly just doing online arbitrage these days. So honestly, like the best way to sell on Amazon, in my opinion, is online arbitrage for the last 6 to 8 months of the year, catching all the seasons and the back to school holidays, that kind of thing. And then the first few months of the year, you're really dialed into landing some more wholesale accounts. And then you just keep purchasing from those wholesale accounts while you refocus on a lot of like online arbitrage stuff, since that's way more sale oriented and more seasonal than that kind of stuff. Thoughts on saying people 08 isn't a legit business model? Yeah, I mean, they've been saying that. People have been saying that Amazon is dead or not a legit business or all these kind of things for literally 6 years now. So I'm glad I didn't listen to them when I first started selling here a few years ago. They're gonna keep saying that thing. Yeah, the people who say that kind of thing, just like keep in mind that anything that actually makes you money online is going to be hard work. And so a lot of people come and they're like, oh, wait, making money online is a big like get rich quick scheme, right? Like it's just not. It's hard work. If you're willing to do hard work, you can make money on Amazon. You had your first 500 day yesterday. That's what's up, Chase. Good work, man. Good work. Good work. Does it seem like Amazon limits your sales by how much inventory you have? No. I mean, yes, but like Amazon's not limiting, right? Like the more inventory you have at Amazon, the more you're going to sell. You're not getting capped at like a certain dollar value per day or anything like that. You could theoretically you could sell everything you had at Amazon in one day if it was like a really hot selling item, that kind of thing. You didn't have very much of it. Still have some units stranded. Potentially, Coda. I would go onto the stranded tab. It'll tell you why it's stranded. It'll tell you how to beat it. Otherwise, you can call Amazon, that kind of thing. Do you do RA? I do a little bit of RA savvy. Mostly just online arbitrage though. Like very, 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 very rarely will I do some RA. It's just not nearly as scalable, right? RA, retail arbitrage, for those of you guys who aren't as familiar, like running out to the store, scanning products, picking it up off the shelf, that kind of thing. It's by far the easiest way to learn, just because it's like you literally pick up the phone, it says $5 on the shelf, says $20 on Amazon, use the SellerAmp app, and bang, right? Like it's not rocket science. It's just hard work. But it's just not as scalable as buying everything online like I like to do. How much do a prep center eat into margin? So a prep center is going to cost you like $1.25 on average, probably up to like $2 a unit if you are not doing very much volume at all. Yeah, nice day. Just you can keep trying some of those brands as far as like ungating goes, and then anything that's letting you apply to sell, you'll just use 10 units from wherever you found them profitably, basically. Yeah. No, the name doesn't matter, Harry. Yeah, just name it like random. Just put it like some random letters trading company or something like that for now, right? And if you think you have a creative name you want to worry about later, then go for it. But most people, when they're shopping on Amazon, they think it's all coming from Amazon. They're not even thinking about the fact that it's probably from like people like you and I. So most of the time, they're just looking for whoever is selling it the cheapest, and they're not even looking at store names. That's on the list of those. Like, there's a lot of very minor things that maybe feel like progress or feel like something that's really important to figure out. But the only thing that's extremely important, especially in the early days, is spending time sourcing products and spending time listing those on Amazon, right? That's it. That's what actually grows the business. You had trouble. I haven't personally, Joe, but I know some people have. A lot of those are getting reversed though. Sweet. What else you guys running into? So you have 100, 200 units to sell. Do you send it all to Amazon at once? Yeah, Dana. Yeah. So you would use Boxem, Dana. Boxem is the best software for like making shipments and that kind of stuff. So you would put all 100 to 200 units of those shipments into Boxem. And then that makes it pretty quick for you to send those to Amazon FBA. You can also do FBM. So if you have all those 100 and you'd rather ship them directly to the customer, then you would do the same thing. You'd go into Boxem, pick FBM, and then you'd ship those to the customer when it sells, basically. Suggestions on beating complaints from retail stores since they don't know product name. Yeah, Noah. So if you're doing a lot of that, take a picture of the receipt next to the tag, because the tag will have like the specific item number from Marshalls or TJ Maxx or one of those. And then you'll have a picture of the receipt next to the actual physical item showing that barcode matching. And then you're good. Sweet. Yeah, Joe, you can cancel that software. Boxem, Boxem is way better. It's cheaper and faster. Yeah, Savvy. So Boxem, what is Boxem? Yeah. So it's a software that I use to track all my profit, create FBA shipments, list FBM items. And then there's a lot more super fun stuff that they're working on right now too. So Boxem, just grab like a 2-week free trial and you'll see. What can you do if Amazon isn't reactivating? Yeah, so I would just call them, Ahmed. I've seen very few people get banned on Amazon for something they didn't actually do wrong. So if you did get banned, just make sure you didn't break the rules or anything there. Yep, Ahmed. Yeah, I do. Yep, that's the idea, right? Do you have to pack every single product in its own box before you give it to Amazon? Sort of. So, not so like if you're shipping it off to Amazon FBA, you'll put it all into one box, or however many boxes, up to 50 pounds. So you make a big pile of 50-pound boxes, basically, and then you'll ship those off to Amazon. If you're doing it one by one, you're shipping it direct to customer, and that's FBM. Yeah. What store would you say is the most beginner friendly for retail arbitrage? Like Ross, Marshalls, any of those, basically. Yeah, yeah. Correct, Donut. Yeah, you can cancel that. And then that software doesn't make shipments like Boxem does either. Yeah, Nicola. Yep. I did not develop it, but yeah, I do own it. Send you an automatic email saying to reapply. You've been getting rejected. Yeah. So if you're getting automatically rejected for brands, I will rename the file. So like rename it, and I'll just put like today's date after it on the PDF. That kind of helps the automated systems look at it a little bit differently. And then also attach any extra info you have as well, Omar. So like tracking number, anything like that, that you can prove extra steps about the process, basically. What up, Avery? Yeah, MSC Black Friday. Yeah. MSC will be good if you guys are want some networking opportunities. Miami Sellers Conference in Florida will be a good time. I think it's having a good Black Friday sale right now too. Marketing companies. So you don't need marketing companies, Narek. Just because like the stuff that I sell, at least, I sell stuff that already sells basically. So as long as you go and list stuff and you look at like the SellerAmp, that's the software like shows you how fast things sell. You'll see exactly how fast it already sells. And then your goal is to find like coupons, sales from like big websites or wholesalers as cheap enough to make a profit on Amazon, basically. Yeah. What do you sell? Yes, Sauce Factory. Interesting name. I sell anything that people buy, basically, right? This time of year, it's anything that's giftable. So a lot of makeup, clothes, shoes, chocolates, that kind of thing, right? In the new year, it'll be a lot of like supplements and probably some tools and that kind of thing, right? Anything that you can find profitably, basically. Yeah, and I would just keep submitting then, Omar. Yeah. So I shoot for about 10% after all expenses and stuff. Because I have a team that buys and sources all the inventory. I also have a team that receives and ships it all out for me. So I'm just talking to the team every now and then, and the one with with money at risk, basically. But I'm shooting for 10% since I basically have the business outsourced. Let's see, best site for coupons. So as far as like finding sales and stuff, you want to check, like sign up for the email list of as many different websites as you can. They'll tell you like what's cheap today, especially right now. That's great because like there's a lot of like Cyber Monday, Black Friday sales going, that kind of thing. So sign up for all the email lists. They'll tell you what's going on, and then open the home pages of some of the big major retail websites and use the Capital One Shopping Chrome extension. See what kind of coupons there are. So usually I'll spend like 15 minutes, like first 15 minutes, as far as like sourcing. I'll just like open up a bunch of websites, see what brands are cheap, see if there's any like random coupons I can find. And then once I know it's cheap today, I'll start diving into to SellerAmp to figure out basically those brands that are cheap today, who's selling those products already, and what are their best products. And I'll just kind of go from there, and it'll show me a lot from there. You only have $400. How do you get started? So I would go hit thrift stores, yard sales, anywhere you can get super cheap items, and then flip those on eBay or in used condition on Amazon. And then once you have like $1,000 to $2,000, start going out to Marshalls, Ross, local retail stores, scan stuff with SellerAmp, and send that in. Just since you only have $400 right now, it's going to be hard to start Amazon. That is very specific. Yeah, I don't know much about private labeling towels there, my friend. Yeah. Do you take pics of receipts every time you ship them out just for unauthentic complaints? Yeah. So Hill, if you're doing retail arbitrage, take a picture of the item next to the receipt. If you're doing online arbitrage, the nice part is that all the orders you place are basically invoices in your email inbox. So if you ever have any issues, I'll just basically, here's the product I bought, here's the order number I bought that product under, and then if I ever get like an IP complaint or something like that, let's say, I'll take that ASIN and I'll search my Google Sheet and I'll say, hey, here's the exact order number for it, and I'll submit that invoice basically. Appreciate you guys showing love over here on TikTok as well. So let me know what other questions you guys got. Do you post videos on YouTube? Yeah. So if you guys are on TikTok and you want to learn how to do like all this stuff for free, up in my bio, I have a ton of free videos on YouTube. I'm also streaming over here on YouTube as well. And then I also have a completely free course for you guys. So don't fall for the $5,000 courses and stuff out there. You can learn for free. Let's see. Yeah, so I use a small prep center in Montana, Prada. Yeah. I just like Google like prep center Delaware, prep center Montana, prep center Oregon, and you'll start seeing a list of prep centers that are in a sales tax free state. And then whenever you start working with them, just make sure that they already use Boxum to create shipments so that they're fast and you can have all your profit tracked and stuff like that. Not right now, Nicola. What would you buy from a thrift store? So used books. That's how I started actually. I had like a little over $1,000 and no one was really like talking about selling name brand stuff back in the day. So I just thought used books was the only way to do it. And so, yeah, I was just buying used books at thrift stores and that was the whole first year. So used books at thrift stores, and that was about 100,000 in sales in my first year. That was a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. A lot of like road trips to other cities with more thrift stores and that kind of thing too. But you make it work when you're trying to hustle. Less than I make, teamwork. That's the idea, right? If you're on the same listing as the company, should you delete your listing? I usually do, yeah. I don't compete with any listings that the brand already sells themselves, basically. Yeah, sweet. Sweet. And if for those of you guys who have hopped in recently, we've also got Black Friday sales going down on the 2 softwares that are the best for Amazon sellers. So SellerAmp is for product research. You can look it up. We're having a Black Friday sale, especially for those of you guys who already have SellerAmp. Make sure you upgrade and lock that in. You'll get a nice discount over normal. And then Boxem, Boxem, for like listing, analytics, shipments, all that kind of stuff is also, we're also doing a Black Friday sale on Boxem. So make sure you guys check out SellerAmp and Boxem's Black Friday sales. It's basically the tools you'll need to run the business. Gross user 82. Yeah, it's should sell a little bit more than that, but that's conservative through the rest of the year here. I don't do too many of those, Beauty, but I do have some one-on-ones in the description there. Does Amazon ungate with receipts? Yeah. So you'll like all the ungating I've done is from big retailers, and I buy like 10 units of it and then submit that. Just make sure that the address and everything like that matches your seller account. You'll be good to go. Yeah, Joe. I own both of them, and they're the best. They're the best softwares in the space like it. So I can sit on here and tell you exactly how to do everything that people are charging you $5,000 for. The better I am at making you a good Amazon seller, the better the mutual relationship is, right? Rather than somebody trying to sell you something super expensive and run away, right? So you selling it per every year, awesome. Yeah. Appreciate you then, Joe. Yep. I think it's a little bit more of a win-win for you and I to help each other out than people who are just trying to sell some overpriced mentorships and that kind of thing. Sweet. What other questions you guys got? Hard to get ungated products at Ross or Marshalls? Yeah. So you just get a receipt from like Target or one of those, and then if you start seeing a brand a bunch in store, then I will just ungate that way, basically. Do you need a scanner for Boxem? You don't need one, but it can be helpful if you like it for your workflow. So like some people who use Boxem, they will scan the barcode on the UPC barcode as they're listing, and you can list it that way. I usually just like paste the ASIN from like a spreadsheet if I'm ever listing products, but yeah, whatever makes sense for your workflow there. I like it. Best sites for gift cards. I usually shop from GCX or the Top Cashback gift card store. But you can also look at Cardbear. It shows you all the different websites that sell discounted gift cards. Sponsored ads are murdering you this holiday season. Worst you've seen in 15 years. Dang, yeah. So I don't really I don't have to mess with ads too much. So yeah, I assume you're doing like private label, that kind of thing. Which that's private label is great too. I've heard that from some other private label sellers though. How much capital is needed to start? At least $1,000. You can, if you have less, then start selling really cheap stuff at like thrift stores, doing like more traditional like reselling type, and then you can build that up to $1,000, $2,000 to get the ball rolling there. Do you need Boxem at the beginning or wait till you make more sales? So yeah, so Carmel, if you want to save a bunch of time while you're listing shipments, you value your time as a business owner, you might as well get it right away. If you are fine with spending a lot more time to save $38 or something like that, then you can wait. Amazon gets harder and harder to make a profit on. I mean, people who say that probably like don't want to adapt. Like you can't do the same thing on Amazon year after year after year. It's like constantly learning, right? So if you like, solving problems and like learning how to do things, finding new ways to source products, that kind of thing, then you'll do fine. People who say that tend to just try to buy the same thing over and over again, and naturally it's just not going to work as well, right? Do you recommend Alibaba? So if you're doing private label, Alibaba can be fine, but that's like creating your own listings and marketing the product and that kind of thing. I just do like reselling of like big brands that already sell. If you're asking that, then I would probably not buy from Alibaba, just because it probably means you're kind of newer to the Amazon game. But once you've been on Amazon for a while and you want to like make your own product, I think it's a great idea. Just keep in mind that it can be a little bit risky. And so that's why I like to kind of build the foundation on selling name brand stuff. And then you can afford to take some shots on a private label product or two, where you try to launch your own thing. And if it doesn't work, it's fine, because you can just make more money reselling and try again, basically. How was it selling books? It's a lot of work. The only reason you should sell books is if you have very little money. And then once you have a decent amount of money, you should jump into selling name brand stuff, because it's a lot more scalable. Otherwise, with books, you have a hard time selling multiple of the same thing, and that inherently is really hard to scale. How to find wholesalers of name brands? Just start locally. So figure out like a certain niche you like to sell. Especially through like online arbitrage, you'll find a lot of like small, random, mid-sized brands that you would love to buy in bulk, and then start locally. So, whatever city you're in. So grocery distributors, Pittsburgh, right? Makeup distributors, Pittsburgh. Makeup distributors, Central Pennsylvania, right? And you just kind of go out from there, right? It's not, it's just kind of start with whatever's interesting to you, and start locally too if you're doing wholesale. Scan item shows the wrong size. It's probably under, like, the Amazon listing is probably under a different UPC. You can also like title search and that kind of thing. Let's see. Any gift cards you should, if you buy inventory from Amazon? I don't buy too much inventory from Amazon. I think they have like they do have like a 5% back credit card. I would make sure that's allowed though. I'm not super sure. So there's like some rules if with doing specific like buying on Amazon, selling on Amazon. Just make sure you're allowed to use that card. What up, Brian? A lot of work, but it's a blast. Yeah, exactly. As long as you're down for some work, yeah. How have you adapted over the years? Yeah, I mean, just sort like figuring out new loops, new sites to source, new brands to source, that kind of thing is the main thing that you're going to be adapting on. Especially if you might be selling a bunch of a brand that then the brand hops on directly. Like 2 years ago, one of my biggest brands that we were selling, the brand started selling themselves on Amazon. So it's like, all right, got like a month left of this, and we just kind of adapted. And once you've been in the game for long enough, you'll be fine to kind of roll with the punches there. Sweet. Let me know what other questions you guys got here. How cheap do labels get with Boxem? So you can't necessarily make shipping labels cheaper. It's just kind of, shipping labels are what they are. But Boxem is the fastest way to make shipments. And then you can also get like these like 2D barcodes right here. And those kind of help you. For me, it helps me make sales on Amazon a couple days faster. It helps my check-in times at Amazon. So that's kind of, if you're trying to figure out how to justify paying for it, that alone pretty much pays for it in terms of cash flow, basically. What up, Peyton? How's it going, man? Hope all is good for you. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. How do you find better storefronts to stock that are obviously doing OA? As soon as you have one good product clutch, you have a million different products, right? And then especially today, go to some of your favorite websites for sourcing. Figure out what brands are on sale, and then start looking at storefronts of people who sell that brand. I was doing that a little bit, kind of like filming and getting some stuff ready for I want to show you guys on the roadmap call tonight. And I was finding a lot of good stuff just doing that, to be honest. Like today is one of the easier days of the year for sourcing products for sure. How do you deal with returns? So Amazon customer returns it. It goes back to the warehouse. Warehouse says, this item's fine. Goes back to inventory. Or warehouse says, customer beat this up or opened it or whatever, right? Then it gets shipped back to you. About 40% of what gets shipped back to me, I ship back to Amazon because the warehouse worker just like hit the wrong button or something, or I can like very minorly clean it up. And then the rest of it I'll sell on eBay, Mercari, that kind of thing. But yeah, if you, especially if you're selling things that have high rates of return, you need to have good systems for selling the used versions of it. Does it make sense to FBM right now? It basically only makes sense to FBM unless you are sending evergreen products. So unless you're sending like vitamins and just like random stuff that isn't necessarily going to be like holiday centric, I would only be FBMing this time of year. Just because if you FBA it, unless you get really good check-in times and that kind of thing, you're probably not going to be selling it until mid-December at best. How do you differentiate products from other sellers? So you don't necessarily need to, Mick, if you're doing reselling. I just buy stuff from big websites, wholesalers, that kind of thing, and then sell that on the listings that already sell. No. Do I look like that? Conservative. Is it okay if UPS boxes express if you do FBM? Yeah. So with FBM, you'll just, if you want to do express shipping, just make sure that your shipping template is set up that you charge a bunch of money for faster shipping. So you'll charge like $20-$30 for 2 or 3 day shipping. And especially this time of year, people will pay it a lot more often than normal because they wait until the last minute to buy Christmas gifts and that kind of thing. How does someone get started? Yeah, so if you guys are trying to get started, the basic way is just start selling stuff that people already sell. Don't overthink it and that kind of thing. I have a free course up in my bio on TikTok. If you guys over on YouTube, just look up Fields of Profit free course if you're just trying to get the ball rolling for free. And then over on TikTok, I also have more free guides. I got a free course and also some free stuff you can download up there as well. So just learn for free is the short answer, George. Cardbear legit. Yeah, I'm at Cardbear. It just shows you different websites you can buy from. You can't even give Cardbear money. They just aggregate websites that do basically. Where do you outsource from? Yeah, so the majority of my team is in the Philippines. So yeah, you can pay a pretty good salary over there. It's relatively inexpensive here. It just wouldn't make sense to hire Americans for everything in the Amazon business. I shoot for about 10%, Peter, because I've got it set up where I spend 30 minutes a day or so on the business. If I were the only one doing most of the work, like a lot of Amazon sellers are, they're down to just work really hard and only do Amazon. You're probably closer to like 15 or 20% profit. What revenue does hiring employees make sense? For me, I started hiring when I was doing like $30K a month revenue. I was also full-time in school and I had like plenty of money. I just needed some more eyes looking for stuff to help me buy. For you, it's whenever you are comfortably spending money and you're literally just running out of time to spend money is when you can think about hiring people out. It's the majority, Peter. Yeah, got lots of stuff going on, but yeah, it's the it's the primary. Let's see. How do you combine KPF and storefront stocking? Yeah, good question. So plug in the storefront ID on KPF and you can like filter down to a specific. How long until you made $1 million? Yeah, so I started with like $1,500 and it just kind of like kept snowballing. I didn't really leverage debt or anything like that. The first year was $100,000. The second year was like 600,000 or so. And then I hit my first $1 million about 2.5 years in, if I'm remembering correctly. Somewhere between like 2 or 3 years was my first. It took me to get my first $1 million. And that was just starting with $1,500. Could be a lot faster if I'd started with more money. There's also way less free info out there back in the day, so I had to figure out most of the stuff that I do on my own, and then I just kind of like started making videos as I was learning, and then yeah, I've been doing it for. I've been making videos and helping people for like 3 or 4 years now. How fast could you do it with the knowledge you have now? I mean, with enough money to do it too, like I don't know, a few months probably. But yeah, it's cheating now. Like after you have experience, it feels like cheating. But most people never most people never get over the initial learning curve to the point where it just like clicks. And that if you want to look at like hourly wage kind of thing, in the early days, you're going to make way more money just getting a 9-to-5 job, right? I mean, whether it's a few months, a year, that kind of thing. But in the long run, there is no way with consistent effort that a 9-to-5 is going to keep up with someone running their own business and that kind of thing. That actually works. So with Amazon, it's definitely true. Just like most people aren't willing to like delay gratification long enough to get there. Parents' fault. Yeah, exactly. Coupons. Exactly. Good time to send FBA boxes out. So send anything to FBA that's not like specifically super seasonal right now, Key. Beyond that, I would start sending FBA again, like right after Christmas, probably on everything else. If you like ask too many questions, no, yeah, go for it, Peter. Yeah. Anytime somebody asks a question on stream, at least one other person's wondering it. So, yeah, if you want more like free resources and stuff, Peter, up in my bio and all of you guys, there's a free course. Also has like a free community in there, so you can start talking to other Amazon sellers. And then I also have a free course on YouTube. You can check out the YouTube channel as well. So you guys on YouTube and TikTok, just look up like Fields of Profit free course. You can kind of see the full breakdown of how everything works. Anywhere from like 10 to 20% clutch is pretty normal. Let's see. Trying to ungate. Yeah. So Saqib, you'll whatever your invoice says for like how many units you bought, you'll buy 10 of those. So if you're buying like 10 packs, I would just buy something else that you don't have to buy 100 total of it. How do you even start? So super basics of starting. Sell stuff that people already buy. Getting more specific, since you'll find stuff that people already buy by looking at the storefronts of successful Amazon sellers. You'll use a tool called SellerAmp to look through those stores and find their best products, basically. And then you'll see whatever their best products are, compare that to what's on sale today, and then start buying the ones that are cheap enough for you to make a profit, basically. That's like the short version of it. If you want to see the long version, there's like a free course up in my bio. You can check it out. It's like 3 hours of videos and that kind of thing. It'll teach you pretty much all the basics. What do you mean learning curve? At what point did it click? Yeah. So as far as like online arbitrage goes, the first like month or two is going to feel very difficult. That's good. You want it to feel difficult. Otherwise, like there would just be too many people in it that like, people that it just clicks right away, or people that like have a brain. Those are people you want to be, you want to be competing with, not necessarily like something that just works immediately. But as far as OA goes, yeah, it's like a couple months where things will really start clicking. I have seen it click a lot faster for some people, especially if you have done any other kind of like prior business before. But usually like a month or two is pretty typical for you to feel a little bit less clueless. Not send an express, but the box says express. Make sure you're not like breaking the terms of whatever box you got that from, like UPS or USPS. Otherwise, as long as it gets to the customer on time, then you're good. Yeah. Minimum profit margin when sourcing. So I wouldn't usually source anything lower than like 12 to 15%. And that would be if it has pretty solid movement and low return rates. Usually I'm shooting for around 20% or more on that. Onlinejobs.ph is where I hired a lot of my teamwork. Struggle with authenticity claims. Yeah, as long as you're buying from like big legit retail websites and that kind of thing, you shouldn't have too many issues with it. Yeah, I've been buying from websites for 6 years now, and sometimes you have to submit a couple times for Amazon to like how you submit it. But you can also, like, if you get denied, then call Amazon and ask them what they didn't like about the documents you submitted, basically. Sweet. And for any of you guys who have hopped in recently, we've got Black Friday sales going on SellerAmp, which is the best product research tool for Amazon. It starts at $20 a month, and it's also on sale for Black Friday right now. So just go to selleramp.com and you can check that out. And then we also have a Black Friday sale on Boxem, which is what you'll use to track all your profit, create shipments, create listings, all the like back end stuff after you have profitable products. And both of those have Black Friday sales going on right now. So you guys probably want to take advantage of those if you are serious about getting started on Amazon. I shoot for about 10%, guys. Yeah, about 10%. Best plan for a beginner to scale up to 10K of profit a month. I mean, it's going to be the same thing as anything else, right? So just go start absorbing some of the like the free course and the free resources in my bio. You'll see like I've got the game plan there for you. I just need you to take notes on it and go implement, basically. Yeah, Carmel, I've been doing 10 units on those recently. How much do 3PLs charge for packing? Anywhere from like $1 to $2 a unit is pretty typical for 3PLs. Yeah, for anyone who's like doing the prep work for you, like prep centers, that kind of thing. If you guys don't know what a 3PL is. Second website to spell. Yeah, so the two softwares you need They're also both on Black Friday sales. So SellerAmp and Boxem, Boxem. Boxem's for like analytics and teamwork in team management, that kind of thing. Or sorry, inventory management. Yeah. Reading a comment down here, getting sidetracked. No, teamwork, you don't need those. The problem with any tools that like automatically claim to find products for you and stuff is as soon as those tools become popular, everything you find on it is less valuable, right? Because there's other people using the same tool to find the same leads, and so you're paying the same price for less value as those tools get any bigger. So I used to use those a lot, and they're just not profitable anymore. You'll find the best stuff just manually digging through what other people are already selling, and then just kind of naturally using those ideas, looking at like adjacent opportunity is kind of the phrase I like to use. Adjacent opportunity, like looking manually at similar products and stuff. I shoot for about 10%, Ronnie. Yep. Do you sell generic? So don't sell generic anything. If the brand says generic on Amazon, it's technically copyright infringement, because you're pretending that the product that you're selling is called generic brand when it's really called, Olay or Neutrogena or whatever it really is, right? So just make sure you sell them like the proper branded listings. Yeah, Prada, you don't need that. You'll use Boxem. You'll use Boxem to do that. I'm not sure. I haven't looked too much into selling on TikTok. I've got like the TikTok seller account and stuff like that, but I have not sold anything on TikTok. I do like Walmart, Mercari, eBay, all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Regular bank. Yeah, you can use a regular bank account, Kat. You probably want to get like a business bank account set up. Do you need let's see, from Cincy, Ohio? What's up? Do you have any other tools you need to buy besides SellerAmp and Keepa? So SellerAmp and Keepa are what you'll need for product sourcing, and then yeah, you'll also want Boxem for like listing creation and that kind of thing. Sweet. Yeah. So let me know what other questions you guys got. Yeah. So still 10%. You guys are asking on that a lot. So yeah, I shoot for about 10% margin after I pay my team, all that kind of stuff. Just because I spend about 30 minutes a day on the business, so I'd rather try to make as much per hour and then focus on other businesses and friends and family time, all that kind of stuff, than working super hard all the time. No, it's for anyone, son. Yeah. So if you already have SellerAmp, you can get the Black Friday sale. If you are new, you can do it too. Can you sell items from stores like Ross and TJ Maxx to start? Yeah, that's a really good way to do it. Just because you are, like you're just going out to the store, getting hands-on experience, scanning an item, you can immediately see how fast it sells, and then yeah, you just get proof of concept a little bit faster. It's not the most scalable way to like actually go out to stores, but it is it's a really good way to start. Just because like hands-on experience is kind of getting a good feel for what you're actually selling is always going to be a good thing to do. Would you recommend Boxem when you're starting? Yeah, so Boxem, even if you've never sold anything on Amazon before, it'll make the process of getting things listed on Amazon and shipped to Amazon, all that kind of thing, it'll make it way faster. So if you value your time as a business owner, you'll get Boxem there. It also like tracks all your profits, so you'll know what you're actually making from day one. Suggest obtaining an LLC. So I'm not like a lawyer or anything like that. I would talk to a pro on that. Personally, I got an LLC a few months in after I was already making money. But if you have like personal assets and that kind of thing to protect, it might be a different decision for you. How long have you been doing this? So I've been selling Amazon since late 2018, and I've been full time since like a year or two after that, basically. Boxem. Yeah, so Bobby, it's Boxem. Boxem, that's the software that all you guys will use for like listing products and tracking profit, all that, like the boring back end stuff. It makes it as fast as possible, basically, so you can spend time on the fun stuff like finding products, basically. Once you go to S Corp, yeah. Good call there, Joe. I've especially been in the game for like a year. It depends on the state, like how much profit you're making on that. In my state, it was like really low. It made sense, like 40K or something. The accountant said to go to an S Corp. We can tell us about resale permit. Yeah, so resale permit's a great idea. Just look up like resale permit, whatever your state is, and there'll probably be a great video from an accountant in your city that or your state that like knows what they're talking about. It's usually fairly easy to get a like resale permit and stuff. Where do you hire your staff? So I've hired most of my team from onlinejobs.ph is the website. Yeah, just wait until you kind of like actually know what you're doing and know how to, how to make the actual money yourself before you start trying to have other people do something that you don't understand. Like you got to understand what you're hiring for before you dive into. It's just kind of the idea. Clarify on adjacent opportunities. Yeah, so the same brand variations of that is, yeah, like you're talking about, or other brands. What's their exact version of that product that you're already looking at in a brand that you sell? You can kind of expand into new brands that are very similar, all that kind of stuff. No, I didn't pay any customs fees on that. Just look up the rules based on the country. It could have changed since I imported that last time. What products are you planning for Q4 season? Anything that's giftable is what I'm selling heavily right now. So clothes, shoes, makeup, toys, tools, stuff like that, right? Basically anything sells faster on Amazon unless it's like, probably not so much like oatmeal or like supplements, right? It's probably not selling too much faster during the holiday season. So I'm not focused on those super much right now. Is my team full-time? No, they're all full-time. Yeah. Sweet. Do you ship the items you buy from TJ Maxx so Amazon can box them? Yeah, Kat. So anything you buy to sell on Amazon, you will use Boxem, BOXEM, to box it all up and ship it off to Amazon. And then when it gets there and the customer buys the item, they'll ship it to a customer for you. That's how it works. Or you can do FBM, which is like the fulfillment by merchant. FBA is where you send it to Amazon, and then you list it, you keep it at your house, and then whenever it sells, you'll buy a shipping label and ship it direct to the customer. So yeah, that's how you probably do it. Sweet. I'm probably gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Good vibes though. If you guys are trying to learn how to do all this for free on TikTok, I got a bunch more free resources for you in my bio. So free YouTube content. The Amazon Launchpad is a free course up here with a free Discord. So a ton of free resources you guys can check out. And then all of you guys, make sure you check out the Black Friday sales on SellerAmp and Boxem as well. That's the tools for like actually making shipments, finding products, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, make sure you guys do everything you can to learn for free. Check out the Black Friday sales, and you guys have a good rest of your Sunday. Be on the roadmap call tonight too if you guys are in the roadmap. So